Hey guys, what's up? Long time no see. I am coming back to you some years later to talk to you about life after my total colectomy part 2. I have gotten a lot of people who have gotten in contact with me via Instagram with just questions on just everything, and I get it because literally that's how I was back in 2015, when I had my surgery. And back then there was essentially no videos whatsoever, and I had nobody to reach out to. I guess because my situation was so weird also. What videos there were was essentially like not because people had slow transit motility, which is the reason why I ended up having my colon taken out, was because of slow transit motility, for lack of better words, because my colon just stopped working. Things would get into my colon and just come to a complete halt, and I was getting impacted all the time. I mean, it was to the point to where literally I would go to the hospital, and they'd be giving me all the stuff that's supposed to be essentially kind of just blowing you out, and nothing. So at that point, I ended up having this little ring test thing. You swallow these capsules that have these tiny rings in them. I think there's like 48 rings in them. And of the 48 rings, I think only 3 left my colon. The rest stayed inside my colon after like 2 days. And which was that was the final straw after, numerous other tests. That was the deciding factor upon me having my colectomy. I had a anal rectal anastomosis, so they ended up just connecting my small bowel to my rectum, and they just did it in one surgery. Somebody had asked me, like, did you have multiple surgeries? But I just had the one surgery. And again, I don't really have anything to compare it to, so like I don't know if it's the best option or not. It's neither here nor there. But I'm just trying to add my little board here that I've written some things to talk about, some of the frequent questions. So I'm going to try my best to focus with my ADHD and answer all the things. But if I do not, then I will again make another video with any other additional questions that I get, and go from there. I was looking back on the other video that I did, the original video, and a lot of people were telling me that it's been really difficult to find anybody, kind of like me, to find anyone who really gives you the information that you're looking for. So I want to put the disclaimer out there for everyone. If you're not used to just to the point bluntness, the video might not be for you. Viewer discretion advised. It might be graphic, but I'm going to tell you the honest truth about my experience and what I've gone through and how the process has been from 2015 to now with me, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So if you're with it, let's jump into it. First thing is, the biggest question has been, what is my frequency like right now with bowel movements? And it has been a roller coaster, and I want to tell you guys this like from the most honest part of my heart and soul. It's a challenge. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is a challenge to find kind of the balance of keeping adequately hydrated and going to the bathroom, because it's almost kind of like you have to make a choice. Do I want to stay hydrated, or do I want to have a life outside of the bathroom? Do I want to have a life outside of the bathroom? And the workaround that I have kind of found for that is trying my best to incorporate like some breads, solid water absorbing foods. So like oatmeal, and again, foods are going to be trial and error for everybody. I'll get to that as well. Just I'm not a medical professional, so don't come at me if you have some sort of reaction to anything. This is just me and my personal experience. But the things that have slowed down my frequency, or helped slow down my frequency, has been oatmeal, like for breakfast. Again, breads, so maybe toasts, and rice. These things just kind of absorb whatever liquids that you're putting in. And again, depending upon where you're at in your recovery after your surgery, you may or may not be. When I first had my surgery, I think I was doing something like 13, 14 bowel movements a day on a good day. So I don't know. It just depends wherever you're at. If you're further along, then you should be able to, in my opinion, have somewhere of a moderate frequency of anywhere from 1 to 8, which is significantly less than 14 to 20, in a day. And if you're able to take, I take Lomotil, Lomotil, and it's like an anti-diarrheal to just kind of slow down your bowels, essentially. And I think there's obviously a limit to how many you can take in a day, but that added on to taking or eating breads, rice, the oatmeal, especially on a day where I have to be out of the house a lot, and obviously not easily accessible to a bathroom. I carry Lomotil with me in my purse, on hand at all times. I have a go bag thing. I think I mentioned it in the original video. Always have some anti-diarrheal medicine in your go bag on hand with you, always. Because for me, it has been, a pretty good help. But it is definitely going to come down to how much you're drinking and what you're eating. My biggest recommendation is, if say, okay, on Tuesday you have like 5 meetings that you have to go to, and you have to go grocery shopping. I personally am like, I'm absolutely not eating anything until I get back. Or if I did eat something, I'm eating like a granola bar, like the hardest of granola bars, or I'm just eating some rice before leaving the house. And then I'm gonna try to use the bathroom before I leave. I'm gonna put a Depends on, an active Depends, again, depending upon where you're at, post colectomy. You may or may not still have to do that, or you never had to do it, either or. But I don't recommend, especially if you're still trying to get in the groove of your frequency, like mastering your new anatomy and bathroom habit. If you know you got a lot going on in your day, like that's outside of your house, don't eat while you're out, because again, speaking from experience, a lot of times for a while, like for a good 3 years after, there were times when I couldn't feel my booty hole. So like I told you it's gonna be like graphic, but we're all family here, right? You know, so nothing is off limits and whatever. But these are the facts. Like, these are the facts. I couldn't. My butt was numb. Y'all know my booty hole was numb, so like I couldn't tell. It's a dangerous setup when your butt is numb and you can't tell whether or not like you got some leakage happening. That's a problem. The only time that if you're not wearing a Depends, the only time that you're gonna find out that you've had some leakage is like when you start smelling something. And then now it's a whole nother problem. Speaking from experience, don't do this to yourself. Don't do this. If you know you got a packed day, don't eat while you're out, because that's exactly how accidents happen. It's like not a scare campaign or anything of that nature. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Especially until you can gain control, like some control over your body and your frequency. Until you know yourself well, your new body, don't eat while you're out. Like I said, it was around maybe a year and a half when I made the other video. So 2 years out, I had gotten my sea legs, so to speak, with being out and about. I think I was still doing acting a lot more, like very frequently at that time. So being on set, I just wouldn't eat on set. And for that reason, but I always had my go bag, and I always had, like a Depends, a change of clothes, whatever, booty wipes, flushable booty wipes, good for the environment, moisture barrier, all the things, Lamodal, just in case. But I just didn't eat. So that was one of the biggest questions, is like, what do you do when you go out? I don't eat. I mean, even still in 2023, I still don't. I travel a lot, and when I'm on the plane, like we went on a cruise and flew out of Barcelona. It's like a 10-hour flight. I barely ate and I barely drank anything on there, and I took like 2 Lamodals so I didn't have to poop. I did poop on the plane, but like not very much. Because I didn't eat that much. So that was another big question, is what do you do when you're traveling? Lamodal, and I don't eat. You can't always work around, not eating when you're out. It's not feasible for quite a few people. And I don't want you to put yourself at risk, especially, if you get low sugar or something, like that's a problem. Don't do that. But I'm just telling you, again, speaking from my experience, what has been the thing. So, outside of that, people were asking me when did I start getting back into like normal food, and probably a lot sooner than I should have, because I don't know, like, I'm a rebel, I guess. Like, I think I waited at least like 5 months after. But after 5 months, I couldn't do it anymore. Like, cause they give you like this, this super thick packet of foods that you're not supposed to eat anymore. But I will say, like, I really did, I avoided stringy foods, because it can cause you to have like blockages. And it really can kind of become like a big problem very quickly. So things like, asparagus was like a big no-no. They really didn't want that, and things with like the skin on them. So like, if you were going to eat apples, then you had to, peel the apples, and anything essentially with skin. Pineapples, because of stringy. You guys understand what I'm saying. Just, I avoided the stringy stuff. Like, I just recently reincorporated asparagus, and it's, if you steam it, I mean, to the point to where it is soggy. Like, you can't, I can't do crunchy asparagus, because it still does very much irritate my stomach. It hurts. So, I don't know, but it's more tolerable. Everything is a lot more tolerable when you steam the crap out of it. And again, it sucks. It's kind of like baby food. Y'all, I feel like I was probably the worst patient ever, when my little nutritionist after my surgery came in my room and was like, this is how I was like, you need to leave. Like, it's a lot. And I'm a segue into this, on the mental aspect of it, because it is rough. It is very rough mentally to deal with, especially when you're like when you're young. And now you're like having to, you're like shitting on yourself multiple times a day, and you are having to wear, adult diapers. You're wearing Depends. I don't care how sporty, they make these things look. That's fine, but internally, like, I got a full diaper on right now, and it sucks. It really kind of very quickly strips. For me, it felt like it stripped my self-confidence and self-esteem, like, immediately. And then when I woke up from my surgery and I was just constantly shitting on myself, like, I was like, I'm not gonna make it. Like, that's how I felt, really. And you guys are not alone if you too have felt that way. Also, it's awkward to talk about to anybody, because people just don't understand. They don't understand the significance of it, and people are kind of childish, so talking about anything that has to do with like your bowels or poop becomes like, I don't know, some unnecessarily awkward thing. And it shouldn't, which also kind of makes you feel even more kind of alienated. I get it, and it really does get better. It does, really. I'm not just saying that. I really wouldn't just say that to you guys, but it really does get a lot easier. I'd say, like, I came out of kind of my little my dark cloud moment at like the 6-month mark. Afterwards, I was like, all right, I'll be fine. I'll get through this. But I didn't really have that many. I didn't really like have that many friends, like physical friends. I had people that I talked to online, and that was kind of really about it. So I think that's what made it harder. I don't know, in a sense, but just being able to have like a community, like right now I feel like it's better because you can go on here, you know, and look at other people's. There's more videos I think now than there was obviously back in like 2015 on the topic, so you don't feel like as ostracized. But there's no way to like beat around the bush on this. Like it sucks. Like it's a really, all pun intended, like it's a shitty situation. And really, until somebody is in this situation, in your shoes, people don't get it. And I'm gonna hop into the next point on this, is like the work thing. A lot of people, their employers really just kind of didn't care, and they, you know, are not willing to work with them on their life after, you know, their colectomy, regardless like how much information is given to them like up front. Like, hey, I'm probably gonna have to be going to the bathroom a lot. Like, I had a person, an employer, tell me, you can't be going to the bathroom that frequently, you know, because it's taking away from company time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna have to clock out every time that you go to the bathroom. And like, that was fine. Like, I was like, that's fine. Like, that's fine. Whatever, you know. But then it still ultimately ended up becoming an issue. And there's not really anything that we didn't have any control over it. So it really, again, but this is like in 2015, so I don't know how the workforce is now, but I just was trying my best to find things to do online, you know, work from home opportunities, which it is bountiful at this point in time. So I would say that anything that allows you to be your own boss, work, you know, set and schedule your own days or hours, is definitely the best path to take, just until you get settled into your new way of life. That's how I navigated things, just online stuff, you know, work from home type things. If that's feasible for you guys, that's another thing that people have asked me about, is like the work thing. And that, I mean, I didn't work for a long time because, again, I couldn't. There was so much shit was going on in my life at one time. It literally was like one battle after another battle after another battle after another battle after another. And like, really, every year I had a damn surgery. Every year I had a surgery, for 16 years. So it's just like, I couldn't get a break, for real. And with that being said, again, it really kind of limits the things that are available to you. And then even more so, bouncing back to the mental impact of it is like you're trying really hard, you know, to get back to normal life, or your new normal of life, and it feels like you're kind of being blocked and boxed in every aspect. And again, like, the people don't realize, you know, how that ultimately really does affect a person's mental, because it does. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. Like, I spiraled, like, I really did. I spent a lot of time suffering in silence, just because, like, I don't feel like that there isn't or maybe there is and I just don't know about it. So like, I'm not gonna put that. At the time, there were not the proper, I don't know what the right word is for it, measures of afterlife care, for like emotional, mental support with this, really. And especially for the situation at hand, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you're not able to do your normal life things, coupled with just having this type of surgery, you know, you're not able to go out, like in the first year, you're not able to go out and socialize like you used to. And so like now you're like in this isolation thing. It's a bad setup. Like it's a really, really bad setup, especially if you don't have these kind of videos to be like, oh wait, you know, like this is normal. And it's not just me that it's happening to, because again, in 2015, I absolutely thought it was just me, you know, out here in these streets going through it alone. And I don't know. I did the best I could, you know, with what I had. And it was rough. It was very, very rough. Again, because not a lot of people understood. So know that you're not alone, really, and you're never going to be alone, because you guys have me. But yeah, that was my rant on the mental health aspect of it. It does take a toll, but you cannot allow yourself to stay down. You know, you got to keep moving forward, regardless of how hard it is, or how you feel at the time. Like, it's not the end of the world, even though it absolutely is going to feel like it. It's not. And don't let the depends thing, or the shitting on yourself thing, you know, detriment your life. What I ended up doing was I had those like bed pad things that I put down for a while after work, you know, right after I had my surgery, just until like I got comfortable with everything. You know, I had like waterproof sheets. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And if anybody has like some naysaying type things or any judgment, these people are not friends anyways, and they don't need to be around you. Like, that's just facts. You don't need to have any kind of people who are like making you feel some type of way around you anyways. Like, if they can't help you and be there for you, they don't need to be, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, so the go bag and dehydration were the other two things that people asked me about the most. And I'm still actively battling trying to find the right amount, the right balance, the perfect harmony of staying hydrated and not living on the toilet. Again, because when you don't have a colon, like you don't have anything your colon absorbs water. So anything that I think they say you're supposed to be drinking like a 1.73, 1.75 liters of water a day. Like, bro, I struggle to drink, I don't know, 4 bottles of water within a day, 16-ounce bottles of water within a day. You know, that's pushing it for me, because of the fact of like now, I know I'm gonna be in the bathroom all the time, and then now I've got my butt's raw Now we got butt burn happening, is the whole thing, you know, it's a whole thing. You know, now I'm dehydrated. It just becomes the vicious cycle. And it's like, now what? So what I have been doing is like, I have a chest port because after 16 years, my veins are shot and they roll. But I have hydration and like multivitamin infusion once a week to try to help combat my inevitable dehydration situation from going to the bathroom, you know, frequently. And right now, I would say that I'm going to the bathroom at about, like, I drink these often. This is Ensure Clear. And I have these, it's called Kate Farms, and it's like Soul Source Nutrition. And I try to drink a Kate Farms and an Ensure Clear a day to supplement what I'm not getting by like eating, like, because I don't eat that often. I eat once a day, twice a day, maybe. But I just don't eat that much at this point. So what I am eating is not, it's not giving my body enough bulk to not have me in the bathroom frequently if I were to drink the amount of fluids that would keep me adequately hydrated. So I'm still battling the dehydration cycle because it is very much trial and error. It will depend upon what you're putting into your body. Again, it'll help when you're taking the Lomotil and when you're incorporating the rice, you know, oatmeal or the breads to help absorb whatever fluids you're intaking. That'll help. So again, I think right now I'm at maybe max of 4 or 5 times a day. It's not really bad. Today I've gone 3 times and it's 4:44. Sorry, I got a text message, ADHD. So it's not that bad. 3 times at 4 o'clock, not that bad because I haven't drank as much as I probably should have by now, but it's all right. I'm gonna get to it. It's because I had a lot of I had a lot of things to do today. So again, this is what I mean by trying to plan your day out adequately. Like if you know you got a lot of stuff going on, I try to make a schedule. All right, I got X, Y, and Z on this day, so that means I'm gonna eat. Like I'll set an alarm, get up earlier, eat something, have enough time to go to the bathroom, take my Lomotil, and then I'm out the door. And I don't eat anything until I get back. So it doesn't matter, you know, what I eat from that point onward. Yeah, that's it on that. And then the go bag essentially is still the same. I still just have a change of clothes, underwear, moisture barrier. I still use Coloplast clear moisture barrier, the Lomotil, and flushable booty wipes and some lidocaine in case you got butt burn. You gotta have some lidocaine ointment. And yeah, that's essentially about it that I have with within my go bag. But Lomotil is necessary to take with you. I cannot stress that enough. Bring the Lomotil with you everywhere because you never know. You know, sometimes you can't always avoid not eating when you're out. But just take your Lomotil like 30 minutes before and you'll be fine. But have your go bag items with you You'll be fine. Let's see. What else? I think that's essentially about it. I was telling somebody that it's important to... Sorry, I was just checking to see if there was anything else that I missed on the questions that I had. But it's just really important, guys, to make sure that you are aware if you're going out, that if you eat something, you know, you're gonna have to poop it out really soon. Like, if I drink this while I'm out, within like 5 to 10 minutes, my stomach's like, hey, find a bathroom. So I don't know. It depends. Everybody's situation is going to be different, you know, depending upon how your surgery went, where you're at, all the things. I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease at 14. So if you have, like, depending upon what your reason is for why you had the surgery, XYZ, your situation could be different. Also, I do still, that was another thing, sorry, I just saw it on my little whiteboard. I do still have like some butt numbness, where essentially, like, you know, I'll be sitting on the toilet to have a bowel movement, and I won't realize that I've gone to the bathroom, you know, and I'll be like, this is taking a long time, you know, and I'll be like, oh, you know, I have to look. I still have to look. I still have to look. It's whatever. It's fine. But I think, again, it's just because of the nerves have been cut. So it's just a normal process. It's just part of it. And, you know, you'll just have to get used to it. But, like, it's not how it was when I first had my surgery done, like, where I would walk and not know if I've had a shart at any point. And, like, that's not it. Like, that definitely stops. I can still feel like I have the warning signals as if I had never had, you know, surgery before, that, like, hey, a poop is coming. So know that part definitely does get better. Being able to eat, you know, some things that you used to could eat. I still don't recommend, like, a lot of popcorn, because I don't know, it still hurts me. Like, I know I'm going to pay for it when I eat popcorn. I know I'm going to pay for it when I eat salads. I know I'm going to pay for it when I eat chips and queso. And when I eat any spicy foods, I know I'm about to have that butt burn. My butt's about to be on fire. So I just want to put that out there as a general PSA. These are things that are probably, like, always going to happen, just because, again, your colon is what absorbs, and without that, you know, stuff that's spicy, those spices, the same hotness that you experienced in your mouth is how you're gonna feel it in your booty hole as it comes out. I wish somebody gave me the fullness of it like I'm giving it to you. So I'm just giving you the information, putting it out there for you. Also, things like blueberry and certain vegetables kind of still come out the way that you put them in, because, again, also the colon's job was to do many things. So don't be alarmed, like, if you go to the bathroom and, like, stuff still kind of looks whole, like corn, blueberries, you might still see it in your toilet. Don't freak out. I freaked out. Don't freak out. And that's really about it, guys. If there's anything else, though, that I missed, or that you have any other questions on, I am here. I'm more than willing to discuss any questions, any concerns that you guys have. going forward, anything that you got, I'm here for you. Anyways, I wanted to say thanks for all your support and for reaching out to me and entrusting me to give you my feedback on everything. And I'm here for you guys, for real. Nothing is off limits, you know. Don't feel weird about it. It's fine. So anything you need, I got you. All right. I love you guys. Peace, squad.